Hello, Rosario community. Welcome to this year's Online Black History Month celebration. My name is Yuniel Robles, and I will be your co-host for today's event.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Damari Jackson. Today, we're going to be doing this year's special edition of Black History Month celebration.
Today and every day, we shine a light on Black life, Black history, and Black future. We focus especially on this year's national theme of Black resistance.
Today's celebration is a fantastic collection of videos created by Carlos Rosario's students, staff, community. We have a great mix of videos, stories, poetry, and special messages and more for you guys.
To begin today's celebration, here is Allison Kokkoros and members of the Carlos Rosario team with a welcoming message.
Hello, Carlos Rosario School community. I'm Allison Kokkoros, the proud CEO of our school, and here with colleagues from across the school to give you a warm welcome to this year's celebration of Black history.
Hi, my name is Paula Alcázar, and I am the SART specialist for the school. Born in Mexico, grew in Mexico, and emigrated to the U.S. 20 years ago. We hope you enjoyed today's event.
Hi, I'm Jim Moore. I am chair of the board of Carlos Rosario, born in Washington, D.C., raised around the world, and very happy to be here today.
Hi, my name is Tommy McGee, Jr. I am the security manager of the school. I was born and raised in Macomb, Mississippi. Thank you, and let's celebrate today.
Hi, my name is Jules Janett. I work as a registered clerk. I'm from Cameroon. Soyez la bienvenue.
Hello, my name is Lionel McGee. I'm Director of Learning and Evaluation here at Carlos Rosario. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel Alvarez. Originalmente de Puerto Rico, I'm the Student Success Coordinator at the school. Bienvenidos.
Hi, my name is Angela Kim, and I'm the COO for the school. I was born in South Korea and immigrated to the U.S. when I was 3 and grew up in Maryland. Happy to celebrate with you all today.
So school community, at today's event, we celebrate Black history, heritage, culture, and pride throughout our school community. The collection of videos that you'll see today contributed by our faculty, our students, our staff, are a joyful combination of creative expression and advocacy. And this year we're inspired and we'll be celebrating and centering our celebration on the national theme of Black resistance. Today we honor the rich legacy of Black activism in its many forms throughout the United States and across the African diaspora. The lessons that we learn by studying historic freedom movements help us to create a roadmap to a future where racial justice and equity are an everyday reality. Thank you to everyone who contributed videos and their creative ideas to today's celebration, and we hope that you enjoyed today's event. And now,
Let's celebrate Black history.
Thank you, Allison and team. Now, do you like karaoke? Well, feel free to sing along to this spirited rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing, also known as the Black National Anthem, created by Sonia Gutierrez, Campus.
Rejoicing, rise high as the
Wow, I feel inspired. Now we have a special message from Ali Kaba, Executive Director of the Mayor's Office and African Affairs and Friends to Carlos Rosario School. Welcome, Ali.
Hello everyone, my name is Ali Kaba and I serve as the Director of the DC Mayor's Office on African Affairs. It is a great honor to be here with you today to celebrate this very special time, the Black History Month. Thank you very much for the invitation. On behalf of the Mayor Bowser administration, I would like to thank Director Allison and the whole Carlos Rosario institution for hosting such an important event and for their great participation in making Washington, D.C. an inclusive city where people from all backgrounds can live happily and thrive. One of the most unique aspects of Washington, D.C. is its rich mix of people. I'm a Mandenka from Guinea-Conakry, but I love seeing people coming from all over the world. While there is such diversity among different groups, shared values of courtesy, respect, and integrity bring people together. This is why it is a top priority for Mayor Bowser's administration to ensure that no matter where you come from, what language you speak, or religion you practice, you can always call this city home. These are our DC values. My team and I ensure that our DC values are reflected in work done through the Mayor's Office on African Affairs, the only office at the municipal level in the country dedicated to serving the African community. Our DC values are strong and displayed through many efforts, including our language access program for immigrants with limited or non-English proficiency, the Immigration Justice Legal Services Grant to ensure legal services to immigrants, and the African Community Development Program to promote and support the economic and social development of DC Africans. What makes Black History Month important to us isn't just remembering historical figures. It is also the act of bringing together different communities to generate more progress, more inclusiveness. And this state of mind of wanting to work together must continue, must endure. Therefore, I invite you all to continually engage with our various agencies across the district and tell us about your challenges and share your ideas on continuing to provide a fair shot to every resident. Thank you all again for having me, and happy Black History. Thank you.
Next, we have some music from Armani Colin. Is an ESL student and a talented drummer. Today, he will share with you a song from his home country, Ivory Coast. This is a song from the Malay language, which celebrates the strength of women.
Hello, my name is Amani Kunan from Ivory Coast. I want to play some reading for all women, for all the world. Yeah, that is Dembadon. Denkole muso sala denkole la ambale malu muso segela denkole la Dalube miriala ulube miriala denkole la Dalube kasila ulube kasila denkole la Ambale malu muso sengela denko lela. Ambale malu muso sala denko lela.
Wonderful, Ameni. Here are a couple short messages from the Harvard Street Campus Students Service Team and student government members.
Happy
Black
History
Month
from
our Student Services
Harvard.
Campus.
Happy Black History Month.
Feliz Día de la Herencia Afroamericana.
Akwodun Oshu Black History.
Melkam Yetukroch Workan.
From the Student Government.
Next, we have a spoken word video created by IT Fundamentals graduate Fidele Youssaka, titled, I Want to Live in a World.
I want to live in a world of spoken words, of geeks and nerds. I want to live in a world that I don't really know what I want to, but at least move from 1 to 2 in a world that dreams come true and somebody over there to guide me all the way through. I want to live in a world that violence is a past tense and peace makes sense, love has a chance, and where we can make jokes with no offense. I want to live in a world of true humanity, in a colorblind society with no ambiguity, where people really appreciate diversity. I want to live in a world where all voice matters. We love one another as brothers and sisters. But how can I live in that world if I'm not the world? How can we love if we hate ourselves? How can we spread love if we are unhappy? Better days cannot make themselves. We have to stock them on the shelf. And yes, we can make better days, just you and me. Fidel Castro.
Thank you, Fidel. That was wonderful. And now, do you love the go-go music? Because I like the go-go music. Go-go is a music style that is unique to Washington, D.C. This month, DC go-go legend Sweet Cherry brought the go-go to our school. Here are some highlights.
Subgenre associated with funk, originating in the Washington, D.C. area during the mid-60s to late 70s, which remains popular in the Washington metropolitan area as a uniquely regional music style. And since then, I've been traveling all across the world playing with different national artists. I played with Nile Rodgers and he sings, "Oh, Freak Out." I played with Elton John, I played with Shaka Khan. About him as well as how Chuck Brown can take a jazz standard and flip it and put it to a go-go beat. Like, I know you guys are familiar with the song A-Train.
All right, let's keep it moving. Next up, we have a video by the Nurses Training Aid Program.
Hello, we are the Nurse Aid Training Program.
Here are some facts about Black contribution to the field of nursing.
Did you know? Today, 10% of nurses in the US identify as a Black or African American.
Did you know?
Today, Black immigrants represent 4% of nurses in the US.
Did you know?
Sir Junior, through the famous Freedom Fair, was also a nurse.
Did you know?
Harry Truman, who helped many people escape slavery, founded a nursing home. Did you know?
Mary Mother C. Cole was a Jamaican nurse who helped many people.
Did you know?
Mary Ezra Manley was the first Black woman to earn a professional nursing license in the USA.
Did you know?
Aderele Ademola was a Nigerian princess and nurse who helped many people during World War II.
Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett, an African-American woman, is praised as key scientist behind the COVID-19 vaccine.
We honor the contributions this month and every month of Black nurses.
Happy Black History Month!
Thank you, Nurses Aide Training. Now, here is a special message from the administrative team at the Sonia Gutierrez campus.
Greetings, welcome, bienvenue, salam.
Did you know that the first public high school for African Americans opened in 1870, right here in Washington, D.C.? It was just 5 years after the Civil War that Dunbar High School opened its doors.
Did you know that the first self-made millionaire was Madame C.J. Walker? She became wealthy after inventing a line of African-American hair care products.
Do you love chocolate? Did you know that 70% of the world's cocoa beans come from Africa?
Did you know that Carlos Rosario's Harvard Street campus was once a teacher's college that trained some of the best and brightest African-American teachers in the nation?
Est-ce que vous savez, did you know, what the top 5 African countries are represented by our student body at Carlos Rosario? Well, I'm going to let you know, starting with number 5, La Côte d'Ivoire. In number 4, Togo. Number 3, Eritrea. Coming on number 2, Cameroon. And on top, number 1, the African country that most of our students come from is Ethiopia.
Together and every day, we celebrate Black history. Happy Black History Month.
Thank you, SG school leaders. This is a performance by Farafina Khan.
That was amazing. This year, students from both campuses participate in the Carlos Rosario Black History Month essay contest, focused on the theme, I Resist. Here is a student, Martina Wiliams, one of the winners of this year's essay contest.
In a little tent.
Hello, my name is Martina Williams. I'm going to read you my first paragraph of my essay for Black History. Resistance. The challenges I have faced and overcome to succeed in my life relate to education. It is the key to success, freedom, knowledge, strength, motivation, and power. Without it, you have nothing. I feel it's important to me to educate myself. I feel that way because of my history. As Michael Crichton says, if you don't know your history, then you don't know anything. You are a leaf that doesn't know it's a part of a tree. Black history is not just for Black people. Black history is American history. It doesn't just entail the struggle, the pain, and the loss of Black people, but that Black people were leaders, kings, queens, explorers, inventors, and the list goes on. It's because of history I am motivated to further my education. I will not give up until I succeed because I want to make my ancestors proud of me. Not only that, one day someone will be writing about my great legacies, and I want it to be the queen that never gave up. Thank you guys. Have a good day.
A long time coming, but I know a change gonna come.
Now here's a story by Clifton-Roach by one of her ancestors.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun.
Hello, my name is Keanya Clifton-Roach, and I want to tell you a little story about Ashley Sack. If you know anything about the history of the African American slave trade, you'll know that one of the most destructive features of it was the separation of human beings from their families and from their loved ones. One way that African Americans kept history and tradition alive is through music, through dance, through food, as well as collection of artifacts. Ashley Sack is one example of that. Until now, Ashley's identity has been unknown. A researcher by the name of Dr. Mark Oslander took the time to detail Ashley's history through what was written on that sack, through the time that she was sold away from her mother into another plantation, all the way to the present. On the sack, it read, "My great-grandmother Rose, mother of Ashley, gave her this sack when she was sold at age 9 in South Carolina. It held a tattered dress, 3 handfuls of pecans, braid of Rose's hair, told her it'd be filled with my love always. She never saw her again. Ashley is my grandmother, Ruth Middleton, 1921. So who is Rose? Who is Ruth? Well, this timeline has a lot of gaps in it, but it's one of the most recent timelines of Ashley's life history and how the sack got to Ruth. Ruth, as said previously, was the granddaughter of Ashley. And this story and lineage was told to her through her mother, through Rose, through Sarah, and through Rosa. Another provisional timeline that was created by myself with the help of Dr. Mark Oslander to see who was Ashley. Now, why is this important? It shows the resilience and the commitment to documenting our lineage. And for me, as a descendant, as it seems like that Ashley was my great-great-grandmother, means a lot to me to let us know as a family that this is what happened. This is where you come from. You can find this exhibit at the National African American Museum. You can also visit an article that was written about it by Dr. Mark Oslander. And this is an original look at what was embroidered on Ashley's sack.
Thank you, Keanya, for sharing that history. Next up, Here is Lucia Rivero Romero sharing her contest winner, I Resist essay, followed by a short promo from the Small Business and Entrepreneurship Program.
Hi everyone, my name is Lucia, current student of Carlos Rosario. I'm very happy to record this video for read my essay in this Black History Month. I brought this essay because I consider very important to understand the history and our reality of us, and then take actions from our places. So the name of my essay is A Wound That Has Not Yet Finished Healing. I will read the practical part of my essay. Identify and define your position. I resist the service of some restaurant in DC. In some cases, I have felt the service served the white race more quickly and kindly than those who are Black or Latino. At the moment of asking for the bill, some servers put the gratuity included frequently in the Latino and Black tables, thinking they aren't going to give them full tips. Actions. The actions that I will take is that if I see different treatment at the tables around me in the restaurants, I'll call the manager and explain the situation, and also post comments on the restaurant page so that other people who go are attentive to some type of similar discriminations. On the other hand, about the gratuity included, I should figure it out an opportunity to talk with politicians to propose a measure so that the government can regulate and control this type of measure in restaurants. Finally, it's important that we as change agents cut the chain of hatred, resentment, and memories of repressions. Let's renew hearts and work for a future of love and acceptance for future generations. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ted. I am the general manager here at Sahai Ethiopian Restaurant. Sahai Ethiopian Restaurant has been in business since June of 2019. Since then, we've had numerous awards, such as Washington City Paper's Cheap Eats, and then Washingtonian's Top 100 Best Restaurants. To our fascination, we were the only Ethiopian restaurant that was included on that list, which speaks volume because there's tons of Ethiopian restaurants in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And most recently, we had the honor of being included on the Michelin's list for 2021. We're going stronger.
I hope you're enjoying the celebration. Many upper-level ESL students work hard to prepare their One World projects and focus on their relevant social justice topics. Here is the teacher Ben King sharing an example One World pitch connecting voting rights movements for African Americans and immigrants.
When my ancestors came from Germany about 200 years ago, they would have been allowed to vote immediately, even if they weren't citizens. You see, back then, citizenship was not a requirement for voting. And early in our country's history, when the Constitution was written, only about 6% of citizens could vote. Voting was a right reserved for white males who owned property. Now, our voting laws have changed many times throughout history. African Americans gained the right to vote, then women. However, in some ways, we're going backwards in terms of voting rights. The Voting Rights Act that was passed in 1965, which was to stop discrimination against African Americans in voting, was basically repealed in 2013 by the Supreme Court. So we have to do some things to make sure that we keep voting a right for all the people in the United States. In October of 2022, the DC Council passed a law allowing non-citizen residents the right to vote in local elections. Some say voting should only be reserved for citizens, but I say let's make our democracy more inclusive, right? Let's not make it exclusive. Let's not try to stop people from voting the way that has been done to African Americans in the past. Let's try to include more communities. Let's include the immigrant community, and let's raise our voices. Let's realize our political power. Let's make voting accessible for all residents in the District of Columbia. It's your vote, your voice.
Poetry has the power to deliver a message straight to the heart. Here is ESL student Norma Sanchez sharing a poem by the famous African-American poet and activist Langston Hughes.
Hi everyone, my name is Norma Sanchez, and as part of the celebration of the Black History Month, I want to contribute with a poem written by Langston Hughes in 1976. The name is I Too. I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes. But I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow, I'll be in the table when company comes. Nobody out there say to me, it's in the kitchen. Then, besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I, too, am American. Thank you.
In spirit of this month's Black Resistance theme, here are some advocacy messages by students in Christina Kamek's ESL 3 class.
We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We're just like a tree, just like a tree. Anybody fighting for our freedom. We shall not be moved. We're fighting for our freedom. We're just like a tree, just like a tree. Singing everybody, we shall not be moved. Singing everybody, we're just like a tree, just like a tree. Stand up everybody, we shall not be moved. Stand up everybody, we're just like a tree, just like a tree. Headed by the water. We ain't going nowhere. We shall not be moved.
Wonderful. Well, we have reached the end of today's celebration. To close us out, here is a message from the Carlos Rosario's board chair, Jim Moore.
Hello, my name is Jim Moore, and I'm chair of the board of Carlos Rosario International Public Charter School. On behalf of Carlos Rosario's board of directors, thank you for joining today's virtual Black History celebration. And thank you to all of the community members who made this event possible. I know that sometimes we can be gripped by despair when we look at world events unfolding around us. That is why this demonstration of creativity and talent is so important. It reminds us of the need to shake off despair and keep working. Reflecting on this month's national theme of Black resistance, we celebrate those who have paved the way in the arduous fight for racial equity and are reminded of the hard work that still remains. As I deliver these remarks from South Carolina, I think about the resistance of the enslaved. From the beginning of colonial slavery until emancipation, historians record several slave revolts. Some say no fewer than 20, some say there were many more. I take inspiration from the last few lines of Maya Angelou's iconic poem, Still I Rise. I'm the black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Equity is at the center of our work at Carlos Rosario, following the school's core values of integrity, respect, perseverance, compassion, inclusivity, and collaboration. We focus our vision on building a more equitable future. We invite you to join us in this work. Thank you, and have a terrific day.
This brings us to the end of the Black History Month celebration. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Thank you for having me, and you have a nice one, Carlos Rosario.
Me siento orgulloso de ser afrodescendiente, afrolatino y afrocaribeño. Esto no solo es un mes de júbilo y reivindicación de la raza, es el mes de la historia negra. And thank you to everyone who contributed videos and behind the scene planning to make the celebration possible. Have a wonderful day and happy Black History Month. Blessing.
All right, goodbye.